They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Ohio State. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. You talk about this Bengals defense. They enter play here number 11, just outside the top 10 in the league in stopping the run.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
Here's Williams. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Well, he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Well, the Bears at a disappointing 1-4 as they start play. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it, and that's what they're trying to get done here.
Looking to throw is Williams. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Throwing is Williams. Got an open man. It's Scott. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Moore, the man in motion. To throw, Williams. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Throwing again here, Williams. Still going inside the 20. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. A huge play there for Chicago. 42 yards. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Off the option, that's complete. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal. To throw, it's Williams. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
This Bengal defense, they passed the first 2 tests. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw for it with Williams. Gets into a crowd and intercepted. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
First carry for Najee Harris. And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. Now 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. They've got his man, complete. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. A big play there for Cincinnati. 41 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Burrow will throw. That is incomplete. T. Higgins was the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. You look at this Bears defense, and they're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And this is what we talk game inside the game. Top 5 passing offense versus top 5 passing defense. I wouldn't be surprised defensively if they change up coverages a bit more than usual to try and combat what they expect to see.
That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Second and 10. Working out of the gun, Williams. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Williams from the gun on 3rd down. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Here comes the Bears punter now.
Charlie Jones deep for Cincinnati.
And now the punt team couldn't get ready in time, and this is going to be a delay.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Here comes the Bears punter now.
Back deep is Charlie Jones.
That's taken on the 25. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them. But go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one. Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And now he'll turn, and off his back foot, he'll heave this deep.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Now it's Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Out of his hands quickly to Higgins.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow.
He's got his running back out of the backfield.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Week 7 action, and we've got a 7-point game here in the 2nd quarter. And this offense hoping to change that right here.
Now Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
Here's 2nd and 10. To the air, Williams.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Looking to throw. Williams. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. Williams going to look to throw again. He's going to look deep down the field. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The scoreboard tells a story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's more. And he's got this down to the 35. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a 1st down. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they call Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
And this is caught inside the 5. It's so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They'll get 34 yards there.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They have to give them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
To the air once more, Williams. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Touchdown, Bears! A 1-yard touchdown interception. And the Bears are back within a score. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And this one too low.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Now it's Burrow. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Back to throw. Williams. Right to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll go. Here's Williams. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
To throw once more, here's Williams. And again, back to Kmet. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2nd and a couple. Looking to throw is Williams. Flush to his right. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Throwing is Williams. And did he get the feet down? Yes, touchdown. Cole Kmet, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
Just nowhere to go with the football. He was supposed to put that one into Lake Michigan. I think his receivers have to do a better job of working free because he didn't have anywhere to go at all on that play.
Eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
Here we go. Here we go. 11. 11 coming.
They go play action with Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. Looking deep here for Chase. And it'll be intercepted. Kyler Gordon picks it off. And the Bears are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
To throw, Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Williams, a final shot before break. All kinds of time. Over the middle, complete. It's Watkins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Charlie Jones now from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, the first half very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nice over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
Partner, if you and I were playing quarterback in this one, we would be really confident right now throwing it to him, wouldn't we?
Yeah, he's been spectacular. He's just saying, hey, I was all state. I'll make it rain out here. Burrow looking to pass. He gets it complete to Harris. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Going quickly out to the right side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd.
Yeah.
After that one.
Here in the third quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a 4th down play.
So now following the roll of the dice, they've got a 1st and 10 inside the 35. They're passing here, Joe Burrow.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Bears are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
Here's Williams. Flushed out right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And in the second half of a tie game, every decision gets magnified. And here, if he forces this ball, it could be intercepted. So that's the prudent play to just airmail it out of bounds.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Williams. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Watkins. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam! Puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion. Really good pickup.
Throwing again here, Williams. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
It's 2nd and 21 at the 33-yard line.
Looking to throw, Williams. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Operating from the gun, Williams. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. On is Santos for the Bears field goal. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And they take a 17-14 lead. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin the second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play.
Now Burrow loses the football, and this is picked up by the Bears. And his crew will take over with the football at the 35-yard line.
A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football while you're traversing downfield.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. That goes for a gain of 31. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. They'll fake the give. Now Williams escaping the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
And down here, first and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
Second and 4. And this is going to be intercepted. It's DJ Turner who's got it. And the Bengals are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he'll be touched down at the end, but a big play on that one. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Trying to lay one up deep. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A big play there. 56 yards. And the Bengals use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the fourth. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Back to throw. Williams. Going deep here for Watkins. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Williams. And he's got his big wide receiver complete.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 26. A very solid gain of 27. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. To the air, Williams. Looking left side, and it's complete. And so close, he gets it to the one. Out of bounds right there. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. They'll try to run this one in. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Did your high school have that saying, push them back cheer?
I was a kicker.
Well, it certainly worked. Didn't matter whether we were kickers or not. That one worked, didn't it? They pushed him back at his last snap of the ball, and boy, they created a nice play for themselves. Would they lose 3 on that one?
Yeah, from the 1 back to the 4.
And now they'll shift things around.
Looking to throw. Williams. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
For the lead, here's 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw for it with Williams. Open man, he finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago.
A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Bears answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead.
Santos with the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Now it's Burrow.
This one complete to Yoshibas.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. They call it a loss of a yard there. And it'll be 4th down. They throw it out right complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on fourth down.
11 MT.
Burrow on play action. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. They come up now on 2nd and 2.
Here we go.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Here's 1st and goal.
11 MT. Take. 11. Just set.
Burrow going to keep it on the sneak. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game.
Here we go.
And Burrow going to keep it himself. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Yeah, partner, they went a little conservative, didn't they? And they ended up marking it short. And now I wonder, will they even do it again on 3rd down?
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal. Harris. And Harris is not going to get there. Great work defensively to stop him short. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. This is 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
Back to throw. Able to find Kmet. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout. They'll look to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. The way he's thrown the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
He's back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
It's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
They'll go. Here's Williams. And firing a deep ball for Kmet. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Dexton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals have just about sewn up this football game.
Boy, so another interception, CD. And it feels like he's starting to unravel.